Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for inviting me to the SRF workshop. My name is Nylander. I work for Scania. I'll talk a bit about propulsion technologies and systems today. Some trends, as we see it, we tend to react today. There's many issues on the table, nice words, lack of deployment, lack of usage. We all agree that a rapid decarbonization is needed, but we also need to act, to take risks, and to be clear, to drive the shift. There's several technologies on the market. There's battery electric vehicles, there's biogas, there's synthetic fuel, there are hybrids. But there's some important steps I'd like to highlight. Fossil-free logistics are not emission-free. Emission-free logistics demand electric drivetrains. Green electric drivetrains demand green electricity. It's kind of obvious, and I believe it's very important. There is a risk today for costly lock-in effects subsidizing almost okay intermediate solutions that will really hamper the shift towards green electric transportation, and we should try to avoid that. Also, green logistics have to be profitable long term. Some hurdles here are grid capacity and charging infrastructure. Actually, not the trucks that are limiting this, but me as a hauler or a driver, I need to know that it's enough capacity in the grid. I need to know that I could charge my truck to run my operation and my business. And if I believe that's too high of a risk, I will not go electric. Also, lack of sustainable long-term policies and financial prerequisite lowering risk, stimulating investment and change behavior. It's connected to the previous line. So if the risk is too high, I won't invest. And if I don't invest in infrastructure and charging, I won't invest in trucks, and eventually no change will happen. And we do not meet the rapid decarbonization needs. The panic will increase, and we will throw more nice words on the table. A bit about electric drivetrains and battery electric vehicles. Pure BEVs with static chargers and battery. They are today depot charged. We see 300 kilometers increasing. Range, local operation, it happens now. This is very good. They normally have a slow charging overnight, which saves battery lifetime. Also keep grid peaks small. We have started to extend the range with the public chargers, 350, 700 kilowatts, and megawatt charger systems will be established. It will go from local market to regional markets and also enable long-haul operation. These static charges, though, might cause a turbulent grid, or will cause a turbulent grid. It will also demand big batteries that will hamper your ability to load cargo on the truck, cargo that customers are paying for. With electric road systems, we have a high investment cost for infrastructure. They are suitable, if we look at it as a cost-benefit case, for frequent logistics. If you don't have frequent logistics, it won't pay off. ERS systems are also good for long-haul heavy transportation, but here too you need enough trucks. ERS BEVs could have significantly smaller batteries, that is a smaller cost, less environmental impact, and larger freight capacity. With hydrogen, their systems good for long-haul heavy trucks on less frequent routes in remote areas. One issue here is that about 2/3 of the energy, the green electricity, vanishes during processing electricity, hydrogen back to electricity and moving rubber wheels. There is also a double system solution. You need a BEV in the bottom with a battery, and you need hydrogen storage tank and you need a fuel cell. If we look at the green hydrogen solution, it's really a huge amount of renewable electricity needed, and this will take time. It offers, though, a smaller, lighter batteries and shorter charging time for these vehicles, and they are very, very good for certain applications. Mention a bit about coherent systems. If we look at coherent and optimized systems, energy and logistics, this is merging today. We see a activity to manage energy consumption, cost, and logistic systems. We also see the propulsion system being merged with the previous one, where we see the whole value chain from energy production all the way to moving rubber wheels, managing, optimizing the logistic systems. This really has potential to be extremely competitive, offering lower transportation cost to customers. It also opens up a new field of innovation and entrepreneurship, adding new functionality, products and services, while cutting emission and cost. It will cause a disruptive market. If you look at access, when proven functional, cities, streets, customers will not accept combustion engines if it's a cheaper alternative with no noise and no emission. This might be quite dramatic and definitely disruptive, and it will introduce a high risk into the area of traditional logistics, because you can't really expect your operation to be what it is today over the next 10 years. This, though, requires large expansion in green electricity production. Otherwise you have a risk and you won't have a change. The required energy also depends strongly on propulsion technology. As I mentioned earlier, hydrogen needs more energy for the same transported amount of cargo. BEVs are very flexible and good, but they have big batteries. Electric road systems are suitable for high frequency roads. So there are different applications, different solutions, and there will be a combination of these systems meeting customer demands. Important here is to stimulate catalyzation with public funding. Stimulate the shift, lowering risk, fostering investments and change, but avoid long-term subsidization dependencies. About driving the shift. When it's cheaper to transport goods on electric drivetrains, other technologies will only be relevant in very special cases. Nobody will pay extra to transport things on a diesel truck if there are cheaper and better alternatives. Much of the shift today is driven by industry and good management. Several companies have taken decision to go emission-free, green electricity, and develop their business based on this. We have a big set of examples, and the shift is really quite rapid today. We also see that there is no contradiction between being profitable and climate smart. Some years ago we had questions about this, saying, well, we can't really afford being climate smart. That's not the case today. Today you can't really afford not to be climate smart. Scania is one example. 2015 we took the decision to cut our own costs, our own CO2 emission with 50% until 2025, and our products should help our customers to cut emissions with 25%. And this is not a stretchable vision or a wish or something like that. It's a corporate decision, and Scania is delivering the results. Just some days ago, we're quite profitable, we're doing good momentum, we will meet these goals, and there is definitely no contradiction between profitability and being climate smart. We also see a rapid increase from our customers in an interest to buy battery electric vehicles and go electric. So this really is gaining momentum right now, and that's very, very fun. There is a political leadership needed, though, to make sure usage of electric drivetrains are cheaper, transportation costs lower, and a focus on deployment, usage, and positive effects. There's no contradiction here either. It is important to communicate positive effects by using electric green logistics, that it's profitable for everybody, and it's not really a problem. The challenge and the cost here is very much linked to the inability to change, the inability to be brave, and the inability to meet demands and use possibilities. And I want to round up with an example. It was about 10 or 11 years ago, Elon Musk launched the Tesla, the Model S in California. And I remember the comments then were, this was really a stupid move. Tesla will not be long on the market. Who wants an electric car? It's ugly. This will of course not work. It's quite stupid. Normally we see that the trucking industry is about 10 years behind the car industry. So this will happen the next years. I want to round up there. Thank you very much.